So we're going to jump right into it again with our TV segment. Not much going on as far as we're concerned with television, but the Daytime Emmys nominations were announced, and more Game of Thrones news because it's not Game of Thrones, sorry, Star Wars, the Clone Wars news, because we haven't talked about that enough. They got nominated for 7 Emmys.
Man, I gotta watch that shit.
It's good. They've never been nominated before, but this is their last season, so it's kind of like they're pulling like a
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings with they got nominated for Most Outstanding Special Class Animated Program, Outstanding Performer in an Animated Program with Jim Cummings as Hondo, David Tennant as Hu Yang, and Sam Witwer as Darth Maul. All of them actually really, really good, so that makes sense. Outstanding Directing in an Animated Program, there's Dave Filoni's name showing up again because he's really good. There's also George Lucas's daughter or granddaughter. She's directed a couple episodes as well, or written a couple as well, and they're good. Outstanding Achievement in Music Direction and Composition, Kevin Kinner. He's the one who does like the nods to the Star Wars main themes, so keeps it separate, and he does a really good job at it, so that makes sense. Outstanding Achievement in Sound Mixing, which is the same thing that Young Justice got nominated for. They got 1. It was sound mixing. That's it. They didn't get
no like writing or
no nothing. TMNT though got a couple nods. I didn't check what they were. They got, I think, that 4 nominations as well. So good television's getting its due, except for maybe Young Justice.
Young Justice probably deserves a lot more. But
Green Lantern didn't get any as well as far as daytime Emmys, which is fine. Whatever. One other little Star Wars Clone Wars bit is that Dave Filoni, who's still working on a unannounced, I guess it's announced kind of, but
like
unnamed,
a
new animated series based in the Star Wars universe. He tweeted out an image saying, "I worked for Lucasfilm for whatever years, but I've never drawn a TIE fighter." So
it's going to be after episode 3.
You assume that it's set somewhere after episode 3, if not around the same time as episode 7. Well, you'd assume so.
Well, yeah, because episode 7 is coming up.
Yeah.
You may want to tie that in.
I always thought this TIE fighter was kind of that was nice, Stan. I love a good pun. I always thought the TIE fighter was a stupid ship, though. You literally have no peripheral vision. You can't see anyone coming from your side at all.
It's not supposed to make sense, though. It's just supposed to look ominous, I guess.
And they're not like robot. They're people fly them.
Yeah, they're pilots.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
The prequel ones make so much, like a lot of those ships make a lot more sense.
A lot of stuff in terms of like the technology makes a lot more sense in the prequels.
Well, yeah.
Unfortunately, the stories didn't quite make a lot of sense.
I still like a lot of the stuff that happened. The fact that in retrospect, because of watching Clone Wars, all that stuff is better because of it.
So the series amplifies
it fills in a lot of plot holes and stuff that they kind of whatever.
Well, no, I'm gonna watch the series, and I probably will agree. But
we'll have another big discussion on it after you finish watching.
After I've watched all 5 seasons,
yeah.
So in a couple weeks,
a couple days. Not much else. I guess what was Veep got renewed by HBO. Neither of us really watched it. I've seen an episode. I liked it. It was funny, but I'm not.
It's funny-ish, but I was never really into it.
And whatever the season is called when they start doing all the pilot episodes, that's like around now, and they have to decide on when.
Newsroom. I'm excited. Newsroom, July 14th.
Oh, that's right.
Season 2.
I almost forgot about that show. I really like that first season.
That's a great show.
But that was on HBO as well,
my parents have been asking me nonstop about it, and I just never really looked into it. But yeah, I looked it up the other night. HBO June 14th.
Okay. I almost completely forgot about that show because it's been so long since it's been on. But I really liked the first season.
It's cool, because it's contemporary news. It's just a couple years. Obviously, they have a little bit of a head start, so they're going to be talking about Occupy Wall Street now and stuff like that, stuff that actually happened just a little bit later.
Yeah, and sometimes I think it's got that the writer is the guy from the West Wing. Yeah, it's got that Aaron Sorkin-y type dialogue that's sometimes
I know
it comes off a little disingenuous. I don't feel like some of these things, that's not how it actually would play out.
Yeah, but maybe really smart people have those kind of conversations.
No one talks like that.
I have to believe that it happens.
It's like if you ever
huge monologues.
If you ever watch Gossip Girl or something, or not Gossip Girl, was it?
Do you think I've watched that?
No. I'm just saying. Have you ever seen those shows? They all talk in this certain cadence. just pisses me off because no one ever talks that way. No one talks in just like instant retorts to every single thing.
Just witty.
Yeah, everyone's
some
super witty.
Potentially.
I guess yes, there's some people that way, but everyone talks that way. Anyway, whatever. I don't think Gossip Girl's the one I'm thinking of.
In a perfect world.
Perfect world, everyone would be witty and have clever retorts.
Have, like, exactly the right thing to say at exactly the right time.
Guess. Do you have anything else to say with television?
You're thinking about Gilmore Girls, maybe?
Gilmore Girls, that's the one. Okay,
that's that show I do watch.
Fuck that show.
Not actually.
But whatever. I don't think... Yeah, that's it for television. After this, we're going to jump into movies.
No. Television Community's last episode is this Thursday.
Possibly. It might be picked up.
I know. I mean, obviously, I would love to see it get another season. I'm a huge fan of the show, but at the same time, I'm kind of looking at this as the series finale.
Well, it very well possibly could be.
Yeah. This season's been surprising. Like, it started off kind of slow, and like Pierce is gone, and Chevy Chase is off the show, and like they've dealt with that in a weird way. Kind of like they always just be like, "Oh yeah, Pierce is off doing this with this guy," and like they always have an excuse.
That's really funny.
But this latest episode, can't remember which one it was. The latest episode was a really great. It was like classic Community. I laughed out loud a few times. My favorite line. Okay. Brit, I guess you have to know the characters. Whatever. She's like a vegetarian and like anarchist, and like they're all
I've seen enough of the episodes to know.
Okay, so you know who Brit is, and then she's with this group of her anarchist friends, and they're like, "Oh, we're done being like this or whatever." Yeah. And the one girl's like, "I just ate a hamburger, and suddenly I'm not cold all the time." And so they all leave her, and then right after that, like follow up right after that, Brit is just like, "What's an anarchist to do without her organization?" And that was like two back-to-back hilarious jokes.
That's actually really funny. I like the hamburger. That's good. Okay, so yeah, when we're back, we'll jump into movies. We got a lot more movie news. A little bit more Star Wars. A lot of Marvel stuff as usual because they just nonstop every week. More news, more news. Well,
the biggest, like Iron Man 3, right?
We'll talk about Iron Man 3. That's our
that's the topic of the week.
Top of the week. It's topical. All right. Hey guys, thanks for listening to this excerpt from our Tower of Babble podcast. If you want to hear more, you can find the rest at towerofbabblepodcast.com and on iTunes and Stitcher. But we want to know what you think, so send us questions or concerns to towerofbabblepodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter @TowerBabblecast and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TowerBabblecast.